internet. It is Wednesday, the 15th of February, 2017. Now, before I unbox this, I've got to show you some things. I'm going to show you that, and even that. These are cassettes, old school audio cassettes. Look at this. I've got a bunch of them here that have been sitting on my shelves, dying, I guess, decaying and rotting. And some of them, such as that, is a collector's item that needs to be digitized. So what have I got to help me with this process? This guy. This is from a company called Ion, Tape to PC. So what this thing is basically an old school audio cassette deck. It's actually a dual cassette deck. I don't know why it needs to be dual. I'm not going to be going from one tape to the other ever. It also has an output straight into your Mac or your PC to convert whatever you're playing into a WAV file. I know I could have done this easily with an old school, like a Walkman or a tape deck with just the audio output and then gone straight into... But the way I see it is that the tape deck that I had from my high school days probably isn't the best thing to use in terms of getting a good audio signal from these old cassettes. They're already crap to start with. That's why I got this. Got some cables. Please read before returning the product. That's a US plug. That's I got a converter. So that's it. The Ion Tape to PC. This machine wasn't that expensive, to be honest. I think it was 130 US dollars, so about 150, 160 Aussie plus shipping, which was about 30. So it was not much change from 200 bucks. That's not a lot of money considering, I mean, sure, I've only got a certain amount of tapes to do, and once they're done, they're done. But what I was thinking is if you have tapes that you need converted, maybe I'll start charging people 20, 30 bucks to convert a tape, and I'll send you all the files. You just ship me the tape. If you got any that you need doing, let me know and I'll convert them for you for a small fee via PayPal. Here's something I haven't done for a while. Seeing Sydney Suburbs. Seeing Sydney Suburbs is my segment where I go and explore areas of Sydney that I otherwise would never have been to or may never go to. There's 668 suburbs in the metropolitan area of Sydney. So how do I choose where I'm going to go? I let random sort that out. I have a spreadsheet on my laptop which lists from 1 down to 668. So the last suburb is called Zetland and the first suburb is called Abbotsbury. What I do is I go to a random number generator, punch in between 1 and 668, hit randomize, and whatever number that is, that's the suburb I go to investigate. Let's find out where I'm going today. Just a heads up, when you load this website, randomnumbergenerator.com, there's already between 1 and 100 selected, and it's selected 73. So when I show it to you, 73 isn't the number I've randomly chosen. That's just the website preloading itself, just so you know I'm not rigging this. So there's 73. If I change this to 668 and hit generate, let's go for it. 657. So the number is 657. Let's go back to the spreadsheet. Have a look, it's going to be way down the bottom. 657 is Woollahra. Woollahra is a eastern suburb of Sydney. So it looks like there's two parks in Woollahra. There's Cooper Park, and then on the other side of Oxford Street, which is the famous Oxford Street of Sydney, there's Centennial Park. But I'd say that's in another suburb, unfortunately. So we're going to go to Woollahra. We're going to take a train because there's actually Edgecliff Station, bang, right there. I can jump out at Edgecliff and go and investigate Woollahra. The plan here is to take this train through to Edgecliff, jump out. That'll put me in not Woollahra, but that'll give me a short walk to Woollahra. Then I will head towards Cooper Park. Yeah, towards Cooper Park. On the way, I'm going to keep my eyes out for a bakery, because part of my deal with seeing Sydney Suburbs is that I try to get a meat pie in every suburb. Before we do that though, NSD! The Breeders were the very first band that I photographed as an accredited media photographer. It was 2008 and it was this tour. Here's some photos from that set. And by the way, these photos are absolutely rubbish. I don't dig them at all. I also photographed the breeders at the Enmore in Sydney, here in Sydney, in 2013. Now, if you don't know who the breeders are, well, I don't know, can't really help you there. Check out the Pixies, then you'll find the breeders through that, and then you'll also find the amps. You'll find Frank Black. But anyway, the breeders. Well, that's Edgecliff Station. I'm going to try to find Ocean Street because that takes me straight down the guts of Woollahra, and then I think I'm going to take a left on Queen Street to get to Cooper Park. Well, this is Ocean Street. Quite a nice street so far. Look at this church. Look at these trees. It's a bit of a throwback to a Seeing Sydney Suburbs that I've done already in Chiswick, but we're not in Chiswick. It's like a restaurant here or something, and a nice little chill out area right on Ocean Street. Another church, not as nice as the first one though. Oh, wait a sec. That front angle of that church was not the best. The side angle was much nicer. Hello. Good. Do you have pies here? Any meat pies?
Pies?
Yeah. No pies. No pies at all. Okay. Anything like a pie that might be sort of famous around the area? I'm looking for something that's like something that you can only get in Woollahra. Oh. Ideally a pie of sorts.
Guinness pies up there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What did you just say to me?
I said if you go up that way to Chargrill Charlie's, you'll find Guinness pies.
That has my name all over it, Guinness pie. What's your name?
Matt.
Matt, thank you so much, Matt. So Matt told me that there's a Guinness pie here. I'm going to definitely get one of these. Hello. How are you? I've heard about your Guinness pies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, talk me through it. Is it like real Guinness inside there?
Yeah, we put the Guinness beer in it, so.
Yeah, right. Awesome. I'll take one.
Okay. I know wine, no problem. No worries. $5 per each. It'll be okay.
Oh, $7.90 you said.
No worries. We discount.
Oh, really? They gave me a discount. That's. Do I deserve a discount? I don't think I do.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
That's huge as well. Handmade every day here by these guys. Nice work, man.
Thank you.
I can strongly suggest if you're in Woollahra or you're coming to Woollahra, have a look at Chargrill Charlie's. If anything else on their menu is as good as their Guinness pie, you're going to have a great one. That was absolutely sensational. Matt, the local that told me about this, thank you, man. That was incredible. And to the lovely staff there, Chargrill Charlie's, it's beautiful in there. If you ever come down to Woollahra, you have to stop in there. I feel like we're in the jungle now. There's little alleyways between streets. I like how this park is nestled between housing. Like if you look up here, there's housing up there on that side, and then if you go 180 behind me, same scenario, housing up there. And this parkland, this is the bottom part of it. The top half just keeps going up that way. It kind of feels like we're walking out of Woollahra. Google Maps did put the perimeter of the suburb along this edge of this park, so we're going to go with what that says. Although I feel like we've walked a fair distance. A mere 10 meters from where we just did that last piece about the houses on both hills. We now feel like we're in a tropical rainforest area. Well, this is a total surprise. This park is insane for an eastern suburbs, almost a city style, and you feel like you're in a rainforest. I mean, there's all these are man-made surely. I mean, they're not just, yeah, these have been placed there, right? There's like that one there and there's one up there. Hard to believe that this is like smack nestled in the suburb of Woollahra. Like, I feel like I'm in the middle of the bush. This is what seeing Sydney suburbs is all about for me. This is the reason I decided to do this project, to find places that I don't know exist in my own city. I mean, let's face it, Woollahra is on the train line from Janali straight through to Bondi Junction. I've gone through Edgelift, Bondi Junction thousands of times in my lifetime. I've never even considered that this suburb would be anything aside from another suburb. And today I've had an awesome experience in the town of Woollahra. Got given a discount at Chargrill Charlie's, came down to Cooper's Park on a whim to have a look at it, and have a look at this place, like far out. This is why I did this project, and it's making me excited to have the fact that there's 668 of these suburbs. There's gonna be probably 300 or 400 of them that are gonna be completely woeful, but I mean, let's face it, Woollahra, who would have thought, who that doesn't live here would have known that this existed? I didn't. Now I do. Anybody that's watched my vlog knows that I'm a frog lover. I love frogs. I've been excited by frogs ever since I was a child. In this Cooper's Park, on that sign back there, you might have noticed there is a eastern dwarf tree frog living here. Now, that set off the motions in my mind, and I had to find one. And so I've been searching. Outside of the tropics in Australia, frogs aren't that easy to come across. I mean, there are frogs everywhere, but you have to look for them. Now I know where to find them. I've had that ability since I was a child. Right here is an eastern dwarf tree frog. Let's just check him out. Oh, that's we're out of time! Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel called Gives a Minute. If you liked it, please subscribe. If you're a photographer, check out my Lightroom 6 presets. Check out the previous minute there, a random minute there. Hey, it's not raining in here. That was